Hi, my name is Michael Stratford, and this is my final journal report on what I've learned during the semester during this CIT360 course. To start it off, I first want to talk about the team experience that I had with my development team. Um, Most of my experiences with group work in general at UA Idaho have been very negative, very poor experiences where most of the time I'm waiting around for students to complete parts of the assignments that I need in order to complete my parts of the assignment or project that we're working on. There's usually a lot of standing around where people are unwilling to kind of take lead, take charge, and delegate what needs to be done. And when that happens, when everyone's standing around waiting to be told what to do, nothing gets done. I have to admit that I'm one of those guys that I like to be told, okay, what do I need to do? And just give me what I need to do and I'll go do it. But this team that I was put with, I feel very blessed to have been a part of because they taught me about motivation and drive within a team setting. Right from week one, or not week one, whatever week it was that we met our group. I felt like team members were very collectively driven to take charge, and we divvied up the work as quickly as we could. We even decided to push the schedule up 2 weeks so that we could be done with our coding topics early, and it was a great experience to be a part of that quick planning and quick conquer and divide and conquer. So I'm grateful for their example, and I learned that it's more important to just be proactive in a group setting, and instead of waiting around to be told what to do. So one of the biggest things I learned from this class, I'm going to break it up into what I learned that's not Java related, and then what I learned that's Java or development related. The first thing I learned that wasn't really Java related was more about the agile development process and about time blocking, which is instead of the traditional waterfall method where you say, in this project, I want these features, and I'm going to do whatever it takes, however long it takes to complete these features. The time blocking concept that comes from the agile development methodology is flipped. Those two things are flipped. So instead of saying we're going to get these 3 features, and no matter how long it takes to complete it, it says we have 3 weeks to complete however many features we can. And I kind of learned from this because my end application, my final application, was a game. And as I was developing the game, there was a lot of things I wanted to add to it. The game had a player object that moves around the screen and dodges enemy objects. And as I started to develop different kinds of enemies, I wanted to add things like a boss, and the boss would shoot out things, and it was possible, but I had a set block of a week to work on the player object and the enemy objects. And that's what I personally set as a goal to complete that. And a week is all I spent on the players and the player object and the enemy objects, and I wasn't able to get a boss. But it allowed me to move my focus from something that I've been working on for a while that I probably didn't need to add more features to the next feature, which I also spent a week on after that. So time blocking as far as agile development goes was really useful, and it helped me keep focus on what was important and not spend too much time on one thing, which I usually tend to do. So as far as Java goes, I'm not a very good Java programmer. And so the biggest thing that I felt like I learned the most about was the web application side of Java programming. So in your 260 class, which is your intro to Java or your Java 1, you don't do any web programming. You basically are learning about classes and the methods that you use in classes and how to import certain libraries. You don't do anything with the web applications. This was a really hard section for me because the servers that I would try to run weren't running. I had a lot of troubleshooting to do, essentially. My server wasn't up and running, and when I did get it up and running, it couldn't run an application because it wasn't pointing to the JDK on my system, which I had. It was a big mess. And I realized that the learning process that I was going through, I kept hitting a brick wall and it wasn't working. I recognized that after hitting it a couple times over and over trying to get my servers to work. After a little bit, I realized that I just needed to take a break and work on something else, which I worked on some other classwork for another class. And I came back. I felt like I calmed down. I wasn't frustrated or agitated anymore. I was able to find some documentation online on how to point my system environment variables towards my JDK folder, which was located in a different place where I thought it was. And I was able to move on from there. But I realized that the learning process that I go through, it's not possible for me to learn if I'm getting frustrated or I'm getting agitated. It's important to keep a level head and to not fall into that trap. And with the web application and getting those servlets and Java beans running and stuff, it was a pain in the butt. So I'm glad that I was able to get that to work, and I was glad that I was able to learn that about myself and about my learning experience. So as far as that, I think that's it. I'm grateful for the learning opportunities that I've had in this class and for, again, the team members and the instructor. Grateful for his guidance and direction. I look forward to continuing my education and furthering my knowledge on Java and development in general. Thank you.